Dzień dobry, to jest Polonia Dzisiaj. Good day, I'm your host, Ron Yashinsky-Herbert. My co-host is Dick Owens. And Dick, once again, we've got with us Chicago's own Polka General and the Polka All-Stars.
We are commencing with this program our second decade
Of polka shows, actually.
of polka shows.
We did start with another show, talk show, in the second decade. But now this is the first. I have to explain these
Well, this
things.
is the second part of the decade.
But what it is, what happens here, is that Richie and the guys,
Don't point to that, I mean, it's got a nail in
it's
it.
got a nail in it, are the first polka band to appear in our second decade of shows. Or, if you'd like to say, the first band in the 11th year. I'm getting tired myself.
Oh.
Why don't we just go right ahead?
Well,
And-
we made a very important observation many times during our anniversary show that Richard appeared more than any other polka band on Polonia Today, and so we felt it only appropriate that he start us out with the second 10 years.
Well, he made so much money playing on this show, during those 10 years.
If I had his money, I'd burn mine, you know that? He is the richest polka man in the polka field of anybody.
We have a lot of fun, Richie. That's why we can
You say, no, I'm not, no, I'm
we can get around like this.
You need a loan?
See Richie. And here they come now. Let's listen to them. Little Richard and the Polka All-Stars. I was going to say, Dick, that this next song they're going to do should probably bring you back to your days when you in the Army during the Second World War, but we won that war, so you couldn't have been there.
We would have probably won it a lot sooner if I were.
Actually, you were in the service. I mean, that we know, and I think it was shortly after that they went to an all-volunteer army.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Wow. See the effect I've had on the American people? They all owe me a great debt.
At any rate, We're going to listen to a song that is really super by Little
It is-
Richard and the Polka All-Stars.
It is not the Army fight song.
No, and it's not, what's the other one? There's
Marine Corps hymn.
No. At any rate, we're going to the front right now. Here they are, Little Richard and the Polka All-Stars with the At the Front Polka.
Gdzie ty idziesz, Jasiu, na wojence, Kasiu, na wojence daleko. Wezmę, Jasiu, z tobą, bo ja chcę być z tobą na wojence daleko. Wezmę, Jasiu, z tobą, bo ja chcę być z tobą na wojence daleko. Co będziesz robiła, Kasiu, moja Kasiu, na wojence daleko? Będę łuski brała, po talarku brała na wojence daleko. Będę łuski brała, po talarku brała na wojence daleko. Co będziemy jedli, Kasiu, moja Kasiu, na wojence daleko. Są polu pożej, to nasze pożej, na wojence daleko. Są polu pożej, to nasze pożej, na wojence daleko.
Little Richard and the Polka All-Stars. Richie, I really have to say that you're a real trooper guy. I know you've been feeling a little bit down under the weather, but you're right in there plugging away.
Yeah, Ron, we just...
No, go ahead, use mine. Mine
Okay, fine. Yeah, the last couple of days have been kind of tough. I had a little case of the flu, and it's tough singing, you know, but I guess everybody goes through that now and then, but give it another day or two, should be back to normal, you know.
Yeah, you'll be doing fine, because you have to be, as a matter of fact, because, you know, you do so much radio. In fact, I understand you've got a brand new radio show.
That's right, it starts, it would just start, as a matter of fact, this past Monday. Every Monday morning now, I'm on WSBC Radio. That's 1240 on your AM dial, and that's in the morning from 6 a.m. till 7. So all you Polka fans tune in every Monday morning now, 6 to 7 on WSBC, 1240 on the dial.
While we're talking about it, tell them about your other show.
Well, then I do feature my other show on WSBC Sunday mornings from 7:30 to 8:30. And then on Sunday mornings at 9 o'clock, I come your way over WAIT Radio, 850 on the AM dial, Sundays from 9 to 11. So there you have it, the Little Richard Polka shows.
Okay. You're still, I think, doing at least as much, if not more, polka radio than anybody around. It's been that way for a long time, Richie. Well, why don't we change the pace a little bit right now to Novatic? First of all, you know that Happiness is listening to Little Richard and the Polka All-Stars, but that's also a good lead into our next song. The Happiness is a Berek. Little Richard and the Polka All-Stars. Richard and the Polka All-Stars with The Happiness is Obetic. And here come a couple of happy people right now. Thank you, Dick, for...
They may not be so happy after they talk to you. but,
Hi. First of all, we're going to ask you the big question. What's
name
your
of school?
name? No, we ask that all the time. I know the name. Their school. No, I don't know.
Okay.
First of all, your name.
Mary Hovanets.
Mary.
Chester Havanyas.
Chester Havanyas. That's nice you came
Okay.
together.
I'm glad too.
Chester usually doesn't do that.
yeah. We usually see him
Yes, he does.
With, why don't you tell us what your favorite polka band is?
Little Richard, of course.
They-
Always.
They
We
gave
found
that
him all the
right.
time.
And as a matter of fact, because you said that, you win the big grand prize,
great.
an all-expense paid CTA trip to Berwyn.
Ah, thank
Yeah,
you
yeah,
very
yeah,
much.
yeah.
Oh, I go to Hawaii.
Let me ask you today, how long have you been following Richard's band?
Oh, God.
Long
Jeez.
time. Every place Richie
Oh,
goes,
Mrs.
we're practically there.
And you know, I talked to Richie before, and he said he'd like you to stop following him. No.
Is that true?
Is that true, Richard?
No.
No.
He says you
I
can. He's not
know.
so sure about Chester.
Well.
Okay. Well, we just wanted to meet a couple of you folks. Thank you for coming down
Okay,
tonight.
thank you.
And I think Dick is going to tell us what the next song is.
Well, we were talking about this earlier with Chester and Another Love.
Another love.
Yeah. Here we go, Little Richard and the Polka All-Stars with Another Love.
It's okay. I know that.
Polka, I
Polka,
guess.
right.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do this one for all you polka fans over here in the audience with us. We call this Another Love Polka. Inną kochanie.
Oj, Annino, co zrobiłaś? Tyś dla mnie kochała. I ten dzień miały sobie idziesz do kościoła. Jest dzisiaj dzień twego wesela, tata cię prowadzi. Wszyscy goście na cię patrzą, słoneczko ci świeci. Czy pamiętasz, Majanino, jak to dawno było? Pismo była, nie kochała, wszystko się zmieniło. Odraniłaś moje serce, życzę ci dobrego, choć ja nigdy nie zapomnę życia szczęśliwego.
It isn't every day you get to stand right next to a living polkaholic. I almost got it wrong. I've stood near a lot of alcoholics, but here's a
been called
couple
that.
real polkaholics. Now, why don't you tell us give us your definition. What's a polkaholic?
Go ahead.
I'd say one that's addicted to doing the polka and going where all the polka bands are as often as you can.
And I know you do that because I
Right.
see your folks. Give us your name.
Helen Cook.
Helen.
Al Cook.
Helen and Al Cook. Very nice folks that we see at all the polka events. But how many polka events do you think you make a year?
Oh, God, I don't know. I don't know. As many as we can.
I'm going to have to guess it's about 130 to 150.
Really?
Just about 3 nights a week we go out.
You know what you could do is you could sell the house. You don't need it. You're out all the time anyway,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, even our kids want to know where we go.
They want to know what
Right.
Mom and Dad are doing
Yeah,
out.
right.
Yeah, where have I been? Out. That's
Yeah,
what is that what you
right.
tell them?
Yeah.
And you know, it takes you all over the place too because
Oh.
these affairs are, you know, north side, south side, suburbs, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh. We meet a lot of nice people.
Do you ever go
Oh,
to
yeah.
any of the ones out of town? Any of the festivals?
Occasionally.
Occasionally.
Yeah.
Well, give us an
Uh-huh.
example.
I
Well, we'll
can't.
stop to the one in Grand Rapids, Michigan. We've gone up to Milwaukee. We go to Antioch, and we go to
South side
south
Chicago.
side of Chicago.
Okay, you're north siders.
Right. Park Ridge.
Now, have I got a big surprise for you, Helen?
Really?
You're doing the vocal on the next song.
Oh, lovely. Lovely.
It's also a surprise to the guys. No, I'm just
If it's
teasing.
in Polish, I can't do it.
I'm just teasing. Well, we'll
Oh.
teach you.
Okay.
Yeah,
all
next
right.
time.
Okay.
Next
I'll
time.
practice.
Okay. Here we go. We're going to do a waltz this time. It's Little Richard, the Polka All-Stars, and the Greenfields Waltz.
Łączko zielona, niewykoszona, rosną na niej róże. Kocham dziewczynki, ładne panienki, ale nie duże. Kocham dziewczynki, ładne panienki, ale nie duże. Łączko zielona, niewykoszona, rosną na niej kwiecie. Kocham dziewczynki, ładne panienki, gdy o tym wiecie. Kocham dziewczynki, ładne panienki, gdy o tym wiecie. Łączko zielona, niewykoszona, rosną na niej kwiecie. To chcę pana mieć, muszę ją szukać po całym świecie. To chcę pana mieć, muszę ją szukać po całym świecie.
Oh, a real pretty waltz. That was the Greenfields waltz.
Right, Łączko zielona, right.
Real nice, Richie. Yeah, that was very nice to listen to. Now, I know you're one of the most active guys around. You've been the Polka General. We always kid you you're Polka Admiral, too, because you have those cruises going out there in Lake Michigan. What's coming up? You must have something going.
Well, yeah, there's always something in the making, I'll tell you. But a real big event coming up is every year I do feature my annual dinner dance, and this year it takes place at the Manor Banquet Hall at 152 West 47th Street on Chicago's southwest side. And it'll be a testimonial dinner honoring a real great guy, Joe Gentile.
Oh,
'Cause
yes, that's right. Yeah, go ahead.
He did so much for the veteran organizations, for the churches, helped a lot of schools, and I think it was well deserving for a testimonial dinner and dance. So,
Well, I think a lot of people, if they, they might wonder, Joe Gentile. He's the guy who took over the leadership of the Joe Pat Band when Joe passed away.
no, you're talking about the wrong
Oh,
guy.
the wrong guy.
Oh no, you're
Which guy is this?
Joe Gentile is the
Which
is the-
Gentile am I talking about?
no, we're talking about one of my sponsors on the radio,
Oh, I know him too.
From Barrington,
so I better
Illinois.
have him right.
the Baron of
Okay.
Barrington, right?
Yeah, I met him.
Yeah, so that's the one we're talking about, Joe
Okay.
Gentile, you know.
Well, tell us what he did again. So we got the right guy.
Yeah, well, as we mentioned, he did so much wonderful things for our veterans and the churches and schools, for the for St. Ignatius High School, and Joe keeps on doing things. I thought it was time to run him a nice testimonial dinner.
You know, a lot of people may not know you've been active in Veterans Affairs for a long time yourself. You're president of, what was it, the AMVETS?
Well, we call it, I'm the commander of my post of the
I'm sorry.
Marty Janke Post, Veterans of Foreign Wars. You
Well,
know.
I was close. I had the right country. I mean,
Right.
What do you want? I mean, what do you want from a guy that you mentioned guys with the names that are similar, and I get that mixed up, then the wrong army, and I mean, well, you know.
Well, matter of fact,
you
I
try.
belong to all the organizations. I belong to the Polish Legion of American Veterans, the AMVETS, the American Legion, and as I mentioned, I'm very active with the Veterans of Foreign Wars because I'm the commander of the Marty Janke Post. We're in the 1st District of the VFW. And for
Right.
any of those out there who are viewing this TV show, would like to join the Veterans of Foreign Wars, we'd be more than happy to sign you up. Just give me a call.
There's a few times I'd like to join the Foreign Legion. I don't know about the Veteran of Foreign War. At any rate, yeah, how can we get in with the meetings on the women's auxiliary?
Hey, listen, Ron, you know, another big event that I have coming
Yeah.
up, too, this is going to be New Year's Eve, and this is sponsored by the Building Commission of the Polish Legion of American Veterans, and this will be at their hall at 3024 North Laramie Avenue, and
The PLAV.
PLAV, and the tickets are only $30 per person. That includes your sit-down dinner and unlimited cocktails throughout the entire evening. You can't beat that deal.
It's quite a deal for New Year's. I'll
So
tell you that.
if anybody wants to join us for New Year's, contact me, and
Well,
we'll
that's
be
what's
more than
gonna
happy.
Tell the folks how they can get a hold of you to find out, where you're appearing, when you're. I know you send them out a sheet telling them, where you're going to be.
Yeah, for any tours or any additional information, you can write to Little Richard Productions, Post Office Box 248, Oak Park, Illinois 60303. That's Little Richard Productions, Post Office Box 248, Oak Park, Illinois 60303.
Okay, when we started talking about 2.5 hours ago, Richie, I remembered what you were going to play, but I hope you remember.
I think it's the.
Wait a minute, let's get the script out here. Let's do this real
I dreamt about it
professional.
last night. The Cadillac book, was it?
That was it, yeah. Here we go. We're getting a new car for Richie with this one. It's Little Richard and the Polka All-Stars and the Cadillac Polka. Richard and the Polka All-Stars. Richie, a terrible thing happened during our anniversary show, which, of course, you played. We didn't get to meet the guys in the band because we were so rushed for time, you know. And you've got some great musicians among the Polka All-Stars, some that are only... No. You've got some really great musicians here. And why don't we meet them, starting with Eddie over here. Whoops.
Okay, we'll take him all the way from Eddie Nugget. Starting off with Eddie Nugget on clarinet and sax. He's been with me for 26 years, a long time. And then on trumpet, Don Lucky on trumpet with me. The golden horn himself, Don Lucky.
I have a question. I've always had a question about him that I've never asked, and I'm afraid if I even ask it now, but how did he get the name Lucky? Yeah. There's no joke. Don't call me Lucky.
You know, I heard people tell me how he got that name.
Yeah.
After every job, he used to get lucky all the time.
Well, you know, I didn't hear that. And how about the next guy?
Yeah, on concertina, the world's greatest, Frankie Hot Fingers Berent on concertina.
Okay, we won't talk about those hot fingers either.
Hey, and our new addition to the group, Jimmy Koharski, better known as Jimmy Chainsaw on bass.
Oh, Jimmy Chainsaw. Has he been in Texas? How did he get there? Yeah, well, why don't you tell us how he got his name? Can we tell it on TV?
Well,
yeah. He doesn't look like he wants to tell this story. At any rate, I remember him at the IPA. He was filling in for somebody there, and he had that bass going, flipping it around. I thought you were going to call him Flip, to tell you the truth. He was going wild with that thing. Well, okay, they're a great bunch of guys and really making some real nice music. So why don't we hear some more now? I think we're ready for another waltz.
all right, we can do another waltz now. Why not have everybody dance, too?
Well, if they'd like to get up and dance, if you want to invite them, we'll let them do
Sure,
that.
we like to have the people dancing here.
What's it going to be, Richie? He doesn't remember.
It's waltz time, huh?
Yeah, these guys said that they were sad before, so the title
Okay.
of this is...
Sad Life Waltz.
Okay, Little Richard and the Polka All-Stars.
Smutno mi dziś na świecie, bo mi nie luba, już nie chcę. Smutno mi dziś na świecie, bo mi nie luba, już nie chcę. Czemu żeś mnie rzuciła? Powiedz, że mi mamiła, czemu żeś mnie rzuciła? Powiedz, że mi miła. Ja cię kocham serdecznie i bez ciebie żyć nie chcę. Ja cię kocham serdecznie i bez ciebie żyć nie chcę. I o tobie wspominam, to łzy oczu wyrywam. I o tobie wspominam, to łzy oczu wyrywam.
go. Yeah, you can stand right in
Sure.
there. Yeah. Oh.
Welcome back.
Okay, we're going to meet our next victim. Pardon me, our next guests. We see you folks around.
Yes, we have
quite
many a
bit.
time.
Why don't you give us your name?
I'm Leona Voitas.
Ted Vaitas.
And Ted. They're both out on work release, so good to see you.
You have to be back at county,
And I take it you guys, well, I know it. You enjoy polka music.
Very, very much. Very much.
You know, let's ask you, we're going to put you on the spot. Why do you like polka music? You know, some people might wonder.
All my life.
But why?
Why? Because I enjoy it. It's food of the soul. How's that?
You're the
Well,
man's a
I
I
philosopher.
enjoy it. No, really, I do. I
I've
like
heard
polka
people
music.
call it that, Polish soul music, right?
That's right.
I mean, but you know, some people say, and you've probably heard this too, say polka isn't really Polish. It doesn't, you know, because they don't really do it that much in
Well,
Poland.
no, some it's German too.
Yeah, Germans and Croatians
That's
and
right.
geez, all
That's
kinds of
right.
people, which kind of makes it
And-
American,
Right,
huh?
That's right. That's
Polish
right.
American is what I like to call
Is that
it.
what it is?
Yeah. Well, have you ever been to Poland?
No, I've never been.
Never been to Poland.
You know, if you ever get over there, you'll find out that really, and you know
They
this, Dick.
don't know how
They
to do
don't.
the polka.
No, they
They
don't.
don't?
They honestly
They
do not know.
No, you folks are good dancers. You could teach them.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
that's what we're going to do. We're going to hold a tag day and get the money up and send you to Poland.
Okay, and a promise?
With the way we'll raise money, it'll probably be a one-way trip.
No, I want to come back.
One-way ticket.
Dick, you have a better memory than Richie and I do. What is the next song?
I wouldn't ask you two. It's the Dance With Me polka.
See that?
Oh, dance with me.
See?
Okay.
Thank you.
Czerwone jabłuszko posadźcie się w oczy, oczy będą tańcować do rana od nocy. Będziemy tańcować, będziemy się miłować, masz buziak czerwony, chcę go pocałować. Nie brońcie się, Helciu, nic ci nie stanie. Jak cię pocałuję, będzie wszystko ładnie. Helcia moja, Helciu, tak będzie cię lubiała. Będzie z tym mnie jeszcze sama całowała. Czerwone jabłuszko, posadźcie się w oczy, oczy będą tańcować do rana od nocy. Będziemy tańcować, będziemy się miłować, masz buziak czerwony, chcę go pocałować.
Little Richard, the Polka All-Stars. Rich, you know, we talked a lot of times on this show about a lot of different things. I don't think we ever did any real history. Let's do a little looking back. Because I walked into the control room a little while ago, and I said, I'm going to talk to Richie again. What would you guys like to know? They says, how did Richie get started? When did he get started? I know a little bit of it, but go ahead, tell us.
Well, going back a long time ago, we were talking about when I was just growing up as a small kid. I used to go to the picnics with my grandmother, and we used to follow bands like Little Wally, Eddie Zima. I used to sit in singing with the bands, and that's how I really got more or less started in polka music. And then I formed my own band.
You, if I remember right, what you were about 8 years old or 9 years old or something. You're just a kid when
Yeah, I was maybe about 5, 6, 7, 8 years old going to the picnics. Then I formed my own band at 10 years old.
10. Wow. And were those the guys you mentioned, Little Wally, of course, is still active?
Well, at that
Eddie
time,
Shima?
the hottest bands were, at that time, was Little Wally and Eddie Shima, you know.
Well, yeah, what I was going to ask you from that, do you think that they had an influence on you, you know, the way they played, or...
Oh, yeah, they played a real good Chicago-style music. I sort of like both of their styles, really great styles. And then you had other good bands like the old-timers, like the Ampliers. I used to watch them, too, you know, and they've been around for many, many years. So it's...
but they're really a distinctive style, you know. I mean, the Ampliers it's different.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, bands like I mentioned, you know, their name is always up there. They never fade out, you know. People always remember them, you know.
Yeah.
And they've been going on for years and years, and they got the good style of music, and that's what the people want to hear.
You know, on the radio, people still call and ask for Eddie Shima records, and, you know, there's the Casey Shaviersky, and, you know, these guys are just, well, you know, you're a big star in the polka field, and someday we'll be talking to somebody. We won't, maybe, but somebody else will be standing here talking to somebody, and they'll say Little Richard was an influence on my life. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
so that's how I really got started, and then when I started going very good, and then... well, in 1964, that's when I got drafted by Uncle Sam, and I left Chicago for a couple of years. I went overseas.
You were on the American side on that, right?
No, I was. Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah, come on, Richie. You know I can only be serious so long.
Right.
Now, we know you spent some time in the service there, and that, of course, broke up your
Yeah,
musicianship for a
yeah. For
while.
2 years I was gone. I spent 13 months in Korea, and when I come back, I formed my own band. That's when I cut my first album in 1967, and ever since then I did 24 albums, and I have one now in the making, which I'm hoping to release sometime right after the first of the year. You know?
You've done a lot of specialty albums. Is that a specialty album? Or?
Well, this one's got all the original tunes on it. Another album, like I said, a lot of new stuff on there, new tunes, you know.
Because we always kid around, if you're looking for a polka for Groundhog Day or something,
For
you'll
Easter,
find
Christmas,
it.
for
Little
pizza.
Richard,
If you have a pizza party, we got that one for you.
Pizza pie polka. We can't forget that, baby. Yeah. At any rate, well, we get back to some music. This time we're going to change from polka to oberek, and we're going to all run off to the well. It's Little Richard, the Polka All-Stars, and the At the Well oberek.
Siedziała na studzience.
Dobrze.
Siedziała na studzience, spoglądała na niej. Siedziała na studzience, spoglądała na niej. Jako ona głęboka, jakaś szeroka, skoczyła w tym do niej. Hej, hej, skoczyła w tym do niej. Dudni woda, dudni, przeprowadzę studni. Dudni woda, dudni, przeprowadzę studni. Zakochać się łatwiej, zakochać się łatwiej, ożenić się trudniej. Hej, hej, ożenić się trudniej. Kasiu moja, Kasiu, tyś moja dziewczyna. Kasiu moja, Kasiu, tyś moja dziewczyna. Jak ci się co stanie, jak ci się co stanie, to moja przyczyna. Hej, hej, to moja przyczyna. Świeci miesiąc, świeci, słoneczko na niebie. Świeci miesiąc, świeci, słoneczko na niebie. Pewnie ja nie wrócę, pewnie ja nie wrócę, dziewczyno do ciebie. Hej, hej, dziewczyno do ciebie.
As usual, we've had a tremendous time with Little Richard and the Polka All-Stars, with Eddie, Frank, Chainsaw,
Mo,
Lucky.
Larry, and Curly.
Yeah.
Shemp and all the rest of them, they were practicing real hard. They all stopped together.
It started together, and it
yeah.
all worked out. No, really, they're sounding really great, Dick. I really enjoyed it.
We wanna thank
Everybody,
all
did
of
you think they were great?
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're prejudiced. Yeah. We want to thank all of you for coming out this evening. We thank you very much. And without further ado,
That's about it. Where are we? What camera are we on? Over here? Oh, I didn't even
Yeah.
see it. The lights in my eyes.
the little guy.
Good night, Marilyn. Good night to all of you until we meet again next week on Polonia Today. Do zobaczenia.